welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shubhani Gharat. Tata Consultancy Services, one of India's largest IT service provider, has been deepening its focus on sports sponsorship programs to increase brand awareness and recognition over the past many years, with investment in sports such as marathon running and more recently Formula E. Unusual for an IT company, you might imagine, whose primary business is B2B. But these associations and sponsorship deals with key events like Mumbai Marathon, London Marathon and the TCS New York City Marathon have had a sizable impact on the brand and their business in many regions. We are speaking with Michelle Taylor, Head Global Sports Sponsorships TCS, on how the company has been leveraging these opportunities globally. Let's take a look.
Michelle, welcome to CNBC-TV18.
Thank you, Shubhani, for having me.
So I am really curious about, TCS's sponsorships around the world. You literally own the sport of running with various running events across the world. And there was recently concluded Formula E that TCS also invested in. Can you just share with us, how do you go about, when it comes to deciding on sponsorships of, these sporting events?
We use a framework really that marries up two things. One is our business objectives, and the other is our core values, right? So we look at properties and sponsorships that give us opportunities across those two buckets. We use our sponsorships to achieve three main objectives. Generally, these are the three areas that we want to see value. One is increasing our brand. And I'm not just talking about putting our logo on a sign. What we want to see is authentic storytelling, ways that we can use technology to really make a difference in that property, in that sports space. The second is build relationships with our clients, our prospects, our employees, even our future employees. And the third is to really drive impact, right? Make a difference in the communities where we work, live, and play.
And if you can give us an insight on how have these different, lines of sport helped TCS achieve that over the past few years?
Sure. So as you mentioned, our major areas of focus are endurance running and Formula E. Through each of those, we hit the different objectives, right? So the way that we measure value, certainly we've seen an increase in our brand finance rankings, and that's wonderful to see. We recently got named as one of Fortune's most admired companies. So those are all great outcomes of what we think are these sports investments. But quite honestly, the most meaningful that we see are these almost intangibles. We hear day in, day out from our employees how running is literally transforming their lives, right? Stories from clients around these shared experiences. When you experience a marathon with somebody, it's a life-changing experience. You change physically, you change mentally, and it's something that you don't experience very often, right?
Yeah, so there are two streams, okay? One is where you are involved in the title sponsorship of an event, let's say like a London Marathon or TCS New York City Marathon, the Tata Mumbai Marathon. And then you go or, come on board as the technology partner. How do these two individual things, help you achieve your goal? What do each one of these things bring to the table individually in their individual capacity?
Sure. So whether we're a title partner or supporting level partner across our endurance running space, we look to achieve a few things, right? We want to host clients and prospects and employees around that event, right? Get them to run, get them to volunteer, get them to engage and come join us. We also have authentic technology integrations. So we've created a race app, and we use it across all of our major endurance sponsorships that literally has changed the sport. It has changed the way that spectators and runners engage on race day. And we're really proud of that technology. And then third, again, driving impact. So we're able to use these platforms to drive sustainability initiatives, to increase STEM education, right? Using sport and its passion and the excitement that it generates to draw in students and create themes of STEM content, right, around computational thinking and inspire the next generation of computational thinkers. So we really take a 360 approach. We unpeel every aspect of these sponsorships and try to engage at each layer.
But moving on, speaking about Formula E, now e-mobility is something that has been talked about extensively. In the days to come, will there be more investment from TCS towards a sport such as Formula E?
Formula E, like you said, is driving awareness of the future of electric mobility. And what drives us in this space is the opportunity to have conversations and to show people what's possible. We are working right now with the Jaguar TCS racing team on innovations that are going to make that car more sustainable, faster, and particularly have an impact in the greater future of the electric mobility space.
Michelle, moving on, if you see or look at the history of these events like the London Marathon or even the Tata Mumbai Marathon, the title sponsorships always belong to consumer-facing brands. You know, being a B2B brand, how does it really help your business case?
Bringing clients, prospects to engage with them in these shared experiences is incredibly powerful, right? Using them as opportunities to show consumers what's possible with technology. And certainly we find in the spaces that we're engaged in, there's certainly a lot of CXO level executives whose interests are piqued, right, by seeing what's possible. And wow, if TCS can transform the running space, imagine what it could do for my company.
Okay. Finally, Michelle, TCS also, collaborates with the Council for Responsible Sport when it comes to these sponsorships and title sponsorships of these global events. If you can share with us, how has that panned out or worked for the brand?
We've got a fantastic relationship with the Council for Responsible Sport, and it's really driven by purpose. We're a purpose-driven company, and sustainability is one of our core values, something that we are striving to make an impact in. So we had the opportunity to essentially support the Council in their work. We've developed a web-based platform called Rescore, and this is a game changer in sustainability. It's basically a platform that allows any sports team, league, property, or event to measure their efforts against the sustainability goals of the United Nations, right? And by measuring, you start to understand where you stand, know what you need to change, and achieve the sustainability guidelines. So we're incredibly proud of this work. We're using it ourselves in our sponsored properties, and we're excited to see other properties take it on as well.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today and sharing these insights, Michelle.